Hi, welcome back to 5th grade Green Math. I'm Linwood Fields, your Green instructor. This is the last lecture in division. Lecture 13 is division shortcuts. The objectives: know how to divide by 10 the easy way. Know how to divide by 100 the easy way. Know how to divide by 1,000 the easy way. Know how to divide by 5 the easy way. Dividing by 10 the easy way. We can use the following two-step recipe to divide by 10 the easy way. In step 1, write the dividend as a decimal number if the dividend is not already a decimal number. In step 2, simply move the decimal point to the left one place. Okay, so let's go ahead and work two examples. In the first example, A, we're going to divide 357.5 by 10. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to write down 357.5, and it is already a decimal number, so we don't have to add a decimal point. Okay, in step 2, move the decimal point to the left one place. So we're going to move the decimal point right here. So the answer is 35.75. And that's all there is to it. Okay, in example B, we're going to divide 6,075 by 10. Now this time we have to implement step 1 because the dividend 6,075 is not already a decimal number. So let's go ahead and write it as a decimal number. 6075, and then we add the decimal point and add a 0. In step 2, move the decimal point to the left one place. So we move the decimal place right here. And the answer is 607.5. That's all there is to it. Let me go ahead and erase this. Dividing by 100 the easy way. Again, use the following two-step recipe to divide by 100 the easy way. Step 1, write the dividend as a decimal number if it is not already a decimal number. And I forgot to mention, remember the dividend is the number that's being divided up. Step 2, move the decimal point to the left 2 places this time. Let's work a few examples. Okay, 2.9 divided by 100. 2.9 is the dividend. It's already a decimal number. So we write it down as 2.9. Okay, now, in step 2, we move the decimal point to the left 2 places. However, we only have one place to the left of the decimal point. So let's go ahead and add a 0 as a placeholder. Oh, that 0 is not in a good spot. Okay, let's put the 0 right here. So now we got 2 decimal places in front of the decimal point. And now we simply move the decimal place to the left 2 times, right here. I'll put the decimal point there. So the decimal point, then we got a 0, a 2, and a 9. Okay, and we don't like to, it is preferred, it is best practice to put a 0 in front of the decimal point. So the answer is 0.029. Okay, let's divide 0.4 by 100. So let's go ahead and the dividend 0.4 is already a decimal number. So we go ahead and write it down. And step 2, move the decimal point to the left 2 places. Again, we only have 1 digit to the left of the decimal point. So let's add another 0. Now we have 1, 2 digits to the left of the decimal point. So let's go ahead and move the decimal point to the left 2 places. 1, 2. So we're going to put it right here. So write the decimal point. Then we got 1, 2 zeros, and then the 4. And then we're going to add a 0 as a placeholder. And the answer is 0.004, which is 4 thousandths. Okay, and the last example, we're going to divide 75 by 100. So we go ahead and write down, well, in this case, the dividend, which is 75, is not a decimal number, so we have to write it as a decimal number. And that's going to be done by writing it down and adding a decimal point and a 0. Now we go to step 2. Move the decimal point to the left 2 places. Let's see here. 1, 2. So we're going to write it down at 0.75. Now we could add that 0 there, but that 0 doesn't really do anything for us unless we're worried about showing precision. So I'll just erase it. So 75 divided by 100 is 0.75. So let's go ahead and erase everything on this screen. Oh my goodness. That's okay. I've already hit the forward button. Okay. Okay, let's divide by 1,000 the easy way. Again, it's simply a 2-step process. Step 1, write the dividend as a decimal number if it is not already a decimal number. And step 2, move the decimal point to the left 3 places this time. So let's work a couple of examples. Okay, in the first example, 2.9 divided by 1,000. 2.9, which is the dividend, is already a decimal number, so we write it down exactly as we see it, 2.9. Now, in step 2, move the decimal point to the left 3 places. Well, we only have 1 decimal point to the one place to the left of the decimal point. So I need to add 2 more digits. So I'm simply going to add 2 zeros. And now we see that we have 1, 2, 3 digits to the left of the decimal point. So in step 2, move the decimal point to the left 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to put the decimal point right here. So write the decimal point down, then 0, 0, 2, 9. And again, we don't like, it's best practice to put a 0 in front of the decimal point. So 2.9 divided by 1,000 is equal to 0.0029. And the next example, 6,075 divided by 1,000. In this case, we have to implement step 1 because the dividend is not a decimal number. So let's go ahead and write 6,075 as a decimal number by adding a decimal point and a 0. And in step 2, move the decimal point to the left 3 places. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put it right here. 6.0750. Again, unless we're worried about precision, this 0 doesn't do us much good. So let's erase it. So we see that 6,075 divided by 1,000 is 6.075. Let's look at dividing by 5 the easy way. There's a 2-step, actually a 3-step recipe. I think I have a mistake here. This should be a 3-step recipe. Step 1, write the dividend as a decimal number if the dividend is not already a decimal number. Divide, then in step 2, divide the dividend by 10. And then in step 3, multiply the result that you just got from step 2, multiply that number by 2. Let's work these 2 examples. Okay, 67 divided by 5. In step 1, it says write the dividend as a decimal number if it's not already a decimal number. Certainly 67 is not a decimal number. Rewrite 67 as a decimal number as 67 with a decimal point, and we add a 0. And in step 2, divide the dividend by 10. So we're going to divide 67 by 10. And just like we saw when we divided by 10 the easy way, we're going to divide 67 by 10 the easy way simply by moving the decimal point over to the left 1 place. So at this stage in the solution, we have 6.70. So I'm not going to worry about this 0 here. Okay. Now in step 3, divide the result that we just got in step 2. Multiply the result we just got in step 2. Multiply that result by 2. So now I need to multiply times 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Write down the 4 and carry the 1. Let's bring down the decimal. Well, we'll worry about that later. Okay, 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus the 1 we carried is 13. Okay, we only have 1 decimal point total between 6.7 and 2. So we move the decimal point in this number here, which is 134, move the decimal point over to the left 1 place. So we put the decimal point right here. So 67 divided by 5 is equal to 13.4. Of course, you can always go back and do it the long way using long division, but this is probably a little bit quicker. Okay, let's divide 88.5 by 5. Okay, 88.5 is already a decimal number, so we're going to write it down just like it appears. 88.5. Okay, 88.5 is written down as a decimal number. In step 2, divide the dividend by 10. So divide 88.5 by 10, just like we did by when we divided a number by 10 the easy way by moving the decimal place to the left one time. So we're going to go ahead and move the decimal point to the left one time, and we get 8.85. In step 3, multiply the result from step 2 by 2. So we're going to multiply 8.85 by 2. 2 times 5 is 10, write the 0, carry the 1. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus the 1 we just carried is 17. Write down the 7 and carry the 1. 2 times 8 again is 16. 16 plus the 1 we just carried is 17. Okay, looking at the two digits here, looking at the two numbers, 8.85 and 2, the 2 doesn't have any decimal places, any digits to the right of the decimal point, and 8.85 has 2 digits to the right of the decimal point. So 2 plus 0 is 2, so we have a total of 2 digits to the right of the decimal point. So in this number here, 1,770, again, that's the same as just adding a 0 here. We're going to move the decimal point to the left 2 places, 1, 2. And the answer is 17.70. Or just 17.7 if we're not worried about precision. And that's all it is to dividing by 5 the easy way. So let me go ahead and erase all of this. In summary, dividing by 5, 10, 100, and 1,000 is easy. Now let me leave you with a quote. Now, I didn't check to see if anybody else had already said this. I'm not trying to claim this as my own if it already exists. I was just too lazy to do an extensive search to see if I could find it. I may not be able to control the results, but I can control the effort. So give it your best shot every time and let the results take care of itself. Now, again, from my experience, division is the most important topic in 5th grade math. You need to know how to divide to understand and work with fractions. And you need to know how to divide to be able to perform dimensional analysis. Thanks for your time. I'm looking forward to seeing you the next time. Have a good day.